happy Friday. Okay, so I don't know if I'll get this posted on Friday, but I sent an email today, and what I am trying to do, it's something that I read about a while ago, and is to give myself an artist date. And I would do it from like time to time. And this year I was like, I really, really want to do this. So I often work Saturdays. I usually have classes or lives or I'm working. So I decided to make Fridays my day. And I was down here a few weeks ago with my girlfriend across the street. We do lots of walking. And I found this spot. I'm like, this will be perfect for me to come back on my artist date. And so I'm going to flip the camera around in a minute and you'll see it's this beautiful vista. Actually, you cannot see my house, but see where I live from here. I'm down at Capitola-by-the-Sea. I love doing these solo artist dates, and that's sort of like the main reason to do them, is to go by yourself, to either like go to an art gallery or a museum or nature, or go for a walk or do something. Bring your sketchbook. Like, you don't have to bring your sketchbook. I'm just like, bring your sketchbook and listen to the sounds. Like, can you hear the ocean? The people. I've already taken like 10 photos on my walk down here of just beautiful new flowers. And if I was doing it with my friends, which I'd love to do, I wouldn't be paying as much attention. So you want to sort of find little trips and day things that you can do that will really fill your soul. So here I am. I'm in this corner. I haven't started yet, but this is, we don't want to drop this down here. This is a little sketch I did very, very quickly, like less than a minute, of how I want to frame what I'm going to show you in my picture. So I just grabbed a pencil and a really little sketchbook, like one of those drawing. These are great to have. And now I'm going to actually paint in the Burn Stillman sketchbook that I'll show you in a minute. And so I'll probably do this in a few little, either a time lapse or a couple little segments, and splice it all together. So hold on, I am standing right here, and I really want to capture this beautiful cliff. It's so pretty. There's actually a house up there, but right across the way is Aptos, where I live. So there's this little, I don't know if you can see it, but right there is Aptos. So this is the village that's right next to me. It's called Capitola-by-the-Sea. And this is just this little bluff that I stumbled upon. I hadn't even been up here before. We would take our e-bikes when the tide is low, but then you go up a different way. So it's kind of nice. There's a few little surfers out. It's a beautiful day. It's like 65, 70 degrees. And it's Friday afternoon, so it's kind of busy down here, but it's really, really pretty. There's so many like little tiny nooks, crannies. Wow, look at that house right there. All right, so I'm gonna get to work, and then I'll show you what I end up sketching. Okay, it's getting hot out here, so I just also wanted to show you. All right, so I have not, it's a little sunny too, so this might be hard to see. But I did a really simple line drawing with pencil, very light. And I did bring my kneaded eraser with me. And then I put in with my number 5 actually, micron pen, the outline. And what I'm really loving about this cliff in particular is there's so many lines and different kind of areas to kind of concentrate on. So I did that in pen, and I'm going to highlight it all in watercolor. But I will erase some of these pencil marks. I mean, sometimes I don't really care too much about it, but I have my kneaded eraser, so I'm going to do it. So if you do bring a pencil, just make sure it's a light pencil, not a super dark one if you don't have an eraser. And then I wanted to see, let's see if I can turn this without flipping the camera around, to see all of these lines in here. That's what I'm really concentrating on. And I only brought I brought my new watercolor set, and then like a few greens, and I think that should do it. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a couple of those tips. Okay, here's my update. I finished so far. I haven't finished, but this is what I've worked on, and I'm really, really liking it. I want to go in though with some browns, some darker browns, and bring those up, and maybe put in some sky. I'm actually not too sure about the sky. But here's the thing, it doesn't even matter. I just had so much fun just being here and enjoying this beautiful place. I've been listening to like the kids laughing, and I can hear the dogs barking, or I can hear the waves, and that is what it's all about. And just a couple tips for anybody who is thinking about sketching on location. So I brought a few little palettes. I have this little tiny palette of 6. I have lots of these little containers. So I just put like, I knew I was coming down here, so I picked a bunch of colors kind of that I would need for my cliff here. And then I brought the Ocean Papers new Sunshine that I just got, that I love, down here, which I didn't actually use that much. I used the blues. I have a little thing of water that I'm gonna carry and wash those plants, give them some water. And then I have some random brushes. I really only used like 2, a pencil, a kneaded eraser, and my Micron pen. And of course, my sketchbook. But the other thing I wanted to tell you is, like, you may think like, where can I go sketch? I'm just in the corner of this area. And so I can put my sketchbook, I'm facing that way, I can put it on something. So it's easy for me if I find an area that I want to sketch. I can also stand, but I'm not going to stand for very long if I don't have something to put my book on. So I find little places like that. There's a bunch of benches right here. So I've already like scouted out this area. Last time I came with my girlfriend, I'm like, this is where I want to come back to. So maybe it's like finding a place that you know that has a place for you to sit down if you need to sit. I've been standing for the last 2 hours. It feels super comfortable because I actually am like leaning and working on top of this like little tiny table. So that's been really good. You know what? Out of all of the people who have come in and out of this area, 2 people have chatted with me who were so nice. What are they going to be like? That's a piece of crap. No, they were just so nice. And that's okay. And when I was on my France retreat, that was like the number one thing that people were really worried about, was how am I going to sketch when people might stop by and talk to me? Well, people are going to stop by and talk to you, and then they're going to strike up a conversation, and it's so lovely. They're like so psyched that you're painting and you're not on your phone, and that you're enjoying nature, and they're like thinking, maybe I'll go back and try that. You're going to end up inspiring people. I never want you to be ashamed of your work or afraid it's not good enough. It doesn't matter. It's your sketchbook. It's just sometimes it's fun. Like somebody might come by and say, what are you doing? And you could just like, I'm just sketching, blah, blah, blah. So there's that. And then what else I wanted to tell you? There's probably a couple more tips. As I'm painting today, I kept thinking to myself, oh, I got to remember to tell you guys that. So, but I'm really excited. I already know where I'm going next week. I can't wait to show you next Friday. I think I'm going to be heading to Point Lobos or Carmel, and that's like an hour from my house. This was nice. It's literally, I can see where I live, and it's right here. So think about going to sketch on location that's just in your neighborhood for the first few times. And I just really hope that you guys had a fantastic day. And I'm going to actually see where I'm going to put these. I think I'm going to put them in the bonus section and I'll just call them my artist day videos. I wasn't going to do one of me actually sketching the whole time because I'm not that technically good. And I also want to make sure that I'm not making it into a class and I'm actually taking time for myself. But I wanted to give you some tips. Mwah! And I will see you guys next week for our sketchbook tour. Okay, bye.